Oh, it's on me to start it, right?
Oh, am I supposed to start? What's up, everybody? This is Coach MJ and my co-host,
BJ Rock. There is no higher.
Oh my God. That's going to be our theme song. We are the Talking About Random Stuff podcast where we come on here every week and talk about random stuff. If you are new, welcome to the TARS, the TARS family. Please be sure to follow us, like, subscribe, share, comment on whatever platform you are seeing us on, whether it's a podcast platform, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, wherever you are finding us. Welcome to the family. What's up, BJ?
What's up? You know what? I was thinking like a song like TARS. Oh. Talking about that stuff.
I'm gonna need you to leave the music stuff to me. I'm the musician. Like I'm not.
You're the musician.
We're gonna get a theme song together, but
we got to
now.
We got to figure that one out for sure.
At the time that we are recording this, we have not yet launched, but our launch is later this week. We actually do need a song.
Yes.
We don't even have an intro. What are we doing?
Yeah, we got to get an intro. You know how it is. You know, as we grow, the audience will see us grow.
That's true. We may just have to throw the episode out there and come up with it. Because I know all the podcasts I listen to, they have an intro and an outro that sandwiches every video. I mean, every episode is something that they record. It's got music in the background. It's like, oh, welcome to the blah, blah, blah. We don't have that yet. So this first episode, whatever it was, might not have that. But by the time you're watching this one,
or it might. You never know. It might.
It might. I don't know. I can't trust Vernon to pick the song. He might have us with some old school hip hop.
Got some old school. Got some new school. You know.
Oh my gosh! No.
I have it all.
Serve it up, Vernon. What are we talking about? What's the random stuff we talking about today?
You know what? Like we always say, we talk about random stuff. We try to give you a different perspective of how we may view certain issues or topics in just in the world. So, you know, what we're going to do today, I thought it would be a good idea to do true and false about businesses or about business. Yeah, true and false about business. Yes.
So why are we talking about business, Vernon? Are you an entrepreneur? Why are we talking about business? What do you do?
You know, I'm an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. You know, we also, you know, work for companies. You can work for companies. You can contract for companies. You know, this concept, and this is going to be a topic that we'll talk about too one day. Is it good to work for a company or be an entrepreneur? Both have their benefits. That will be a topic in the future. I already have that written down as something for us to.
We got a list. Comment below any topics you ever want to hear us cover from our perspective. Go ahead and comment
definitely
below. So what's our first true or false?
Yeah, so true or false. You know, we're going to talk about the true or false when it comes to related to business. So I have questions. Mellanie has questions. We're gonna have 5 questions that we're gonna ask, and Melanie's gonna give her perspective on if she thinks it's true or false, and I'm gonna give you my perspective on if I think it's true or false. So that's the way this is kind of gonna go.
Yes. Yeah. Be sure to comment below as soon as you hear the question. Put true or false what you think it is. What you think the answer is.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good.
You know, say
comment.
True, blah 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 blah, or false blah blah. You know which question you were responding to. So what's our first one?
The very first one that I have, it says, "Will you make more money with entrepreneur?" Is that true?
You'll make more money working for yourself. True or false?
I say false. The reason why I'm going to say that it's false, and this is just for me, you know, throughout time, I have seen, you know, individuals make more money working for companies. You know, everybody don't make a lot of money when they work for themselves. So to me, you know, you can be an entrepreneur that they always talk about, where you can work for a company and work your way up. You know, you have these different types of CEOs, VP, anybody who's in the executive, anyone who participates in profit sharing or stock options, they tend to sometimes make great money. And it's just not 6 figures, they're in the 7 figures. I've looked at a couple of CEOs, like, you look at a person who worked internally and worked his way up, Tim Cook, for Apple. You can't look at him as an entrepreneur. Yeah, he's the CEO of the company, but the board and different people had to pick him to be able to run that company. So there's different levels of how you go into a company and how you make money with a company. So to me, I don't think that it's guaranteed that working for yourself or any of those things that you'll make more money. I think on average, I say the average American will make more money probably working for a company on average. That's just my perspective. I mean, what do you think, MJ?
So as a business coach, I had so many things going through my mind as I was listening to you answer and as I was considering my answer. So you're absolutely right. The majority of small businesses fail, right? Usually they're undercapitalized or the owner is winging it. They don't have a business coach. They don't have people that they are following to show them the way. They think that they can wing it. Now, when you went to college to earn your degree, you didn't wing it. You had teachers and all that. But for some reason, people think that they can just Google their way to success with a business. So a lot of people will start a business and they will fail and they don't end up making any money. So in that respect, yes, they probably did make more money working for somebody else. And this term entrepreneur, it's so interesting to me because it's talking about people that work their way up to the top. And I think about every company having a CEO, but the majority of the employees that work there are not the CEO. You can only have one person at the top and a few people right beneath them. The majority of people that work there are not going to be able to work there. The majority of people, period, are not going to be able to work their way up to be the CEO of somebody else's company because there's only so many roles there. Just like all the kids that want to be in the NBA, that want to be in the NFL, there's only so many teams, so many positions on those teams. And there's thousands and thousands and thousands of kids every year that want to get on those few jobs. And so it's kind of that same thing. It's like, if you want to make the 6 or 7 figures, you have a better chance of getting there with the right help, with the right capital, with the right knowledge, with the right product, with the right this and that, working for yourself, because there's only so many people that's going to be able to climb to the top of another company. And my other thing is, and I say this all the time, you're only going to be able to go, like you said, that guy, he had to be picked by the board of directors to run that company. You're going to only be able to go so far.
Yeah, a lot of people get vetted. Yeah, I agree.
A lot of go as far as you are allowed. With your own business, the sky is the limit if you set yourself up for success. So my answer to that question is, actually, I believe it's true that you have the potential to make more money for yourself than working for a job. A job is not designed to create generational wealth. A job is not designed to help you become financially dependent. They are at your company right now trying to figure out how the least amount they can pay you to get the most work from you. Why? Because they are a for-profit business, or even if they're not for-profit business, their goal is to keep their bottom line where they want it to be. And so paying you as much money as you would like to make is not their goal. They want to pay you as much money as they have to, as little money as they have to keep you happy and keep you staying there, while also increasing their profits. And so your chances of creating generational wealth, of becoming a millionaire, are higher if you go out on your own, if you know what you're doing. And that's where people like me and other business coaches come in, because you cannot wing your way to success. So,
and that's where I think you said, if you know what you're doing, because this is where I go on the where you can make more money through a company, because I think on average, you may not become the CEO, you may not become the CFO, you may not become the chairman of operations, but you have so many salaries that are within the technical part of the business, the technology part, the operations part. You see so many people who make in the 6 figures, and I'm not talking like 100,000 at 6 figures. I'm talking about there's departments and leaders and directors who make 200,000, 300,000 a year. So to me, when I think about you making more money across the board, we talk about generational wealth, right? And a lot of people think that you have to own a company to create generational wealth. I totally disagree with that. I think that you can create generational wealth by working for a company.
And
And I'm talking
handling
about
more,
making
yeah.
only 6 figures within a company. If you use the right investments, you put the money over and you leverage and you actually plan out your retirement and how you want to live your life, and don't overextend and don't try to live up with the Joneses. You can, and I'm talking about, you can still go on regular vacations. I know in the short period of time that I did in 10 years, I made more money in 10 years that just by doing regular investments, which over more than 6 figures, doing regular investments, just like putting stuff into my 401k, coming back and making my own investments with brokers. This was off of the company's money that they gave me. So it was able to allow me to be able to leverage that money and be able to invest it. So that's the only reason why I say it's true, because mostly on average, most people.
You said it was false. You said it was false because we said, can you make more money working for yourself? You said that was false.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant. That's what I meant, that you can't make more money for yourself.
Let me clarify one thing. I did not say you cannot build generational wealth with a job. I said jobs are not designed for that. Okay. They are hiring you. They're not trying to help you reach your financial goal. Like, they got their little 401k magic stuff, but the bottom line is they're not. You have to be looking out for that yourself. You have to be educating yourself, living a certain way within your means, like the things Vernon was just saying. Jobs are not designed to help you do well. They're designed to help that entrepreneur do well. That's what I mean. But you absolutely, as a job holder, can and should create you hear about the little grannies that had $1 million in their mattress and all that. Maybe I would hate for a fire to break out, sis. That's not the best way to do it. You need to at least have a fire. If you're gonna keep cash at the house, at least have a fireproof safe. Don't put it in your mattress because it's still paper and it'll go up. But listen, we gotta get to the next question, Vernon, because we can go on and on. The next question is, and it's kind of related to this, and I love this question: true or false? You will work harder for yourself than you will working for somebody else. And as a business coach, that's something I run across a lot with people. Is people love to say, you're gonna work twice as hard for yourself as you will for other people. And as far as hours, because in most jobs you're trading hours for dollars, right? So it's a 40-hour work week, maybe it's a 50-hour, 60-hour, whatever it is. And for the most part, you can, with the exception of some jobs, you can put it away when you leave and you're done with it. As an entrepreneur, you're always on, you're always thinking, and you have to be really intentional about separating and putting boundaries up to make sure that your business does not take over your life, that you have a separation between your business life and your personal life, or not so much a separation, and not really a balance, but you just make sure that everything's being taken care of. One of my personal values is freedom. And that's why I'm a person that did not do as well in the job world as others could, because I always want to do my own thing. And that's why entrepreneurship works better for me. It's not for everybody. You do, in a lot of ways, work more hours and things of that nature, but then you're not looking at it as hours. You're looking at it as getting a result. But here's what's true. If you pick the right product or service or experience that you're bringing to your clients, and you have the right business model, and you have the right, because you get to choose the culture that you create in the company. Don't ever turn your new company into something that look like where your last job was, or you just have a job that you own, right? You need to create the culture that you want. So actually, when you own your own company, it doesn't have to be this slave driving mentality, right? You get to decide how you work it. Yes, it may take a little longer. It may have to take a different path than others who work 16 hours a day building their business, but you get to create the culture and the way you build your business. As long as if there are 1,000 steps to getting to where you want to go in your business, as long as you're taking at least one of them every day, you are making progress. Some people will take 5 steps a day. Some people will do 10 things a day. You can just do 1 or 2. As long as you are doing something meaningful towards moving your business forward, that's all it has to be. So it doesn't have to be this, oh my God, it's going to take over my life. I never want a business that's going to take over my life. And my business has not. I see my business as an extension or as an integral part of my life that I enjoy, because I do what I enjoy. And so I don't see it as work. There are some parts of it I don't like as much as others, but in general, I don't do anything I don't want to do. That's probably one of my kind of mantras. I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do, because I can do that at a job. Like if I'm going to do stuff I don't want to do, I may as well be letting somebody else take all the risk, and I just get a paycheck. If I'm gonna do it my way, I'm gonna do it my way. And it's not gonna be this, like I took a trip every month in 2021, I think it was, or was it? It started in 2020. I decided I travel every month. I haven't been anywhere the last few months because stuff's been getting in the way, but I decided that. My business allowed that because I can work my business from anywhere in the world. So I didn't see it as I work hard and I don't see it as that because I'm not missing out on life. So be sure that you are creating a business that matches the way you want to live your life from the beginning. I don't agree with people that say, well, it's going to be this grind and then in the beginning, then eventually, no, build your business from the beginning the way you want it to be, or it's not going to magically become that, because what you do in the beginning is what's going to continue to be. You're going to create those habits. You want a business that has freedom, that gives you freedom with your family, build that in from the beginning. So yes, you'll work harder, but not if you build it the right way. It doesn't have to feel like this hard, miserable grind for the first 10 years. And then sometime in the future, you get what you want. That's the way I see it.
So you looked at it, the question was that you would work harder.
Will you work harder for yourself than you do for a boss on a job?
I want to say false, but it depends on what your job is.
That's true. That's also true.
When you have certain jobs, they can be more demanding, where you will work a lot of hours, you will put in a lot of time,
on the weekends, the evenings. Gotta get
just like with me
when you're on vacation.
Exactly. Just like with me, I do deal with a lot of jobs that have to deal with projects. So when you're dealing with projects, you have these different milestones, you have to manage backlogs, you have to be able to understand how that project is, where it's at each stage. And there's no timeline on saying, oh, you have to do it between these hours. Sometimes, when you're in the technology world, you're going to be doing stuff at 12 o'clock midnight because, you may be working with
your team is 10,000 miles away.
That's exactly what I was about to say. You may be working with someone in India. You may be working somewhere in Asia. Sometimes you can have your hours extend way longer than what your 8-hour day is, But the thing I want you to understand is make sure you're getting compensated for that. And sometimes we don't. Well, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
Part right there, Vernon.
Let me write that down because I want to go there, but I'm not.
If you are salaried, okay, so salary, you're not paid by the hour, and
you're not paid by the hour.
Paid by the hour, that ain't it, because they can't compensate you for your time. No job can. They say they do. Your time cannot be replaced. So it's the most invaluable asset that you have. You cannot really be paid for what your time is worth.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up too, Mellanie, about the time, like salary versus hourly. It is a totally different beast. When you think that your salary, I can almost say that you probably would work the same. You could work the same as you would as an entrepreneur. Putting in a lot of hours, and not get paid, and not have the benefit.
Will not go up the longer you work. Whereas with an entrepreneur, you can grind out, you can sell more, you can do more with the time.
Yes.
Versus salary, they just like, we're gonna pay you $90K, get the job done. Like, and if you're slower at certain things, they don't, as long as you get the results, so it's taking you longer than maybe another person. So
just to summarize that up, it just depends on what the job is that I can say if this could be true or false. It depends on what your job is, what level you're at. If you're a CEO, executive, you're in IT, you're in certain jobs, it will, and your salary, you could put in a lot more hours than you do as an entrepreneur.
Everybody thinks they want to work for themselves. I would talk to women. In my coaching business, I focus on helping Black women to turn their expertise into a thriving business that gives them freedom, right? And everybody gets on, they want to be their own boss, but then I know how to hear certain key things when they're talking and things that I don't hear to let me know you just mad at your boss. You're in the wrong job, but you are a job holder. When I say a job holder, that's no shade to jobs. I had jobs for years. I got a contract job right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. There are people meant to run businesses and there are people meant to work at businesses, and both are needed. You have to be very honest with yourself. If you're not even motivated to do some of the things in your job or to find the right type of job for you, you may not have what it takes to be an entrepreneur, because that entrepreneurship, you kind of have to have it innately, at least the desire and the basics. You can learn a lot of the skill sets, but the umph that you need to run a business, you either have it or you don't. Like, can nobody give that to you? And a lot of people think, I want to work for myself, when you really, and I know how to ask the right questions, it's really, they just don't like the job they have. Like, you need to find another job that's in the space you want to get in. Okay, what's the next question?
That leads into my next. I was about to say that leads into my next question. Where the question is, the more you learn, the more you earn. Is that true or false?
Yes, that is true, Vern. That is true, Vern. What do you think?
I think it's true too. I think the more that you learn, the more you educate yourself, the more you get yourself with you. One thing that Mellanie always talks about is coaching. And when you think about coaching helps you sometimes be able to not skip processes, but be able to be more efficient because you learn something.
You don't have to make all the mistakes. I mean, and here's the thing.
Yes.
The same people that are resistant to business coaching understand athletic coaching, which is what you have done.
I was going to say that too.
Basketball players don't just go out on a field one day. I mean, maybe when they're playing in their neighborhood, they might be playing amongst themselves, but when they get in school and start doing it, there's a coach there to show them the ropes. It's the same thing with business. So many people think that they can I'm gonna just figure it out on my own. Okay, you're gonna make a lot of expensive and time-consuming mistakes and probably give up before you get there. You need to have someone guiding you. And also, I heard a statistic recently that said that after high school or college, a large percentage, I can't remember the percentage, but a large percentage of people never read another book. Like never. Like I got books, you can't really see them, but they're back there.
That's true. Yeah.
No self-development. Maybe they read novels for entertainment. Some people don't even do that, but just no self-development, no learning any other. So the only thing they're exposed to is what? Social media, TV, and what the people around them say. But they don't actually look at something that's a body of work and actually see what somebody said exhaustively on a topic and then compare it to another one from a different perspective and on and on. People stop reading when they don't have to. When school stops telling them to read, they don't read anymore. And that is a devastating. We're not talking about sound, but you can read articles online. There's some value there, but I'm talking about reading 100, 200 pages on a topic and doing it again and again and again. Or even listening to podcasts. If you listen to enough hours of podcast, that's like listening to a book read if it's one person talking about a topic. But people stop you. The more you learn, the more you earn, even on a job.
Yep. And every time I have leveled up, every time I have learned a new skill set and brought something into my skill set, I've always earned more money. I've always been able to level up. So you have to think about when you start to learn, it makes you earn more. It makes you more valuable. It makes you understand that sometimes you're not earning the money that you should earn. You have to read. You have to get with coaches. You have to get with these different people who represent certain skill sets that you may not even have. Sometimes I've learned by just reading that, you know what, Vernon, you don't have that skill set. So you're going to have to go to another resource to be able to have them maximize your potential in this business. When I started, kiosks and different things across, I had to actually learn that how an operation works within a mall setting or within a event space. When I was a promoter, it was the same thing. I had to learn these different things. But when I learned those, I understand, man, I learned so much more money. I make so much more money by learning this skill set, and it becomes valuable. So I really do believe the more you earn, the more you learn, the more you earn. Here's
the thing. A lot of times people are not even resistant to the idea of learning more, but they don't want to invest. And that's one thing I run across, I won't say especially with Black people, but because I focus on Black women, I see those voices a lot. The same people that don't want to invest $10,000 in a coach that can show them how to build their business faster have a $80,000 student loan for a degree that they may or may not even be using. Why is it that you will spend money on college, which we're all programmed to do in this country especially, but you want to invest a fraction of that in a skill you can use? I have 2 degrees, so I'm not down on college. I also have a student loan I'm working on paying off. My kids are in school. My son's about to get his PhD, 2 masters, a bachelor's. My daughter's about to get her second bachelor's. We are a college educated family, but I still say we've invested so much money in those college degrees. The ones I have, did not really teach me how to run a business, how to make money. They taught me how to work for somebody else. Even my MBA, guys, MBAs are designed to help you run someone else's business. You can take a few of the skills that you learn and apply it to entrepreneurship, but for the most part, it's not for that. I have one, and that's not what they're for. But we gladly spend money on college to get a piece of paper to say you learned these things, and you still aren't guaranteed to get a job, right? But we balking at spending. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on business coaching, and we'll spend more. I would rather learn from somebody who can show me the ropes fast and cut out the learning curve versus spending even more. Because here's the thing: there's a cost to what you spend, and you don't get a return on. Then there's the cost of losing money that you never earn. All the money that your business does not earn because you fail, that is a cost. So while it may, this coach may say $25,000 to work with them. Yes, but that's because they can show you the ropes in a few weeks and you're off to the races versus you losing out on hundreds of thousands of money that you could have earned if you knew what you were doing. It comes down to that. And so when I meet a person that balks at spending on themselves, investing, because you're not investing in the coach. They know what they know, and they're going to find their clients regardless. It's not about them. It's about you. Usually when people are not willing to invest, it's because they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they will show up and get the return on their investment because they know that they have slacked off. That's what it really is when people are not, but you have to be willing to learn. Surround yourself with people who know and don't think that they're always going to give you their knowledge for free. You're not giving away your knowledge for free at work. It's darn near free. But you're not giving away.
It's free.
And no business that you patronize is giving stuff away for free. You need to, and the investing in yourself brings you to a different mindset of leveling up. I don't like working with people for free because they're not going to do the things I tell them to do because there's no value to it. But when they invest $10,000, $15,000, I know they're going to show up because if nothing else, I got to get my money's worth.
I get my money out of it.
The same reason if college was free, at least Americans wouldn't value it. Now, has it gotten out of control, the cost? Yes, but it needs to cost something so you value it, so you show up for school because nobody makes you go to college like your parents made you go to high school. The cost of it is why people show up. And so, yes, but the more you learn, the more you earn. You're going to make back whatever you invest in yourself to learn it, whether it's tuition in a school, whether it's money with a coach, whether it's going to conferences, whatever it is you have to do to surround yourself.
Vocational, even trades. Don't think that it has to always be at an institution or a college for you to learn to earn more. You can learn a vocational skill set. You can learn how to be an electrician. You can learn all these different types of skill sets as well.
The more you learn in a vocational school or trade school, the more you earn. That's why, call an electrician after 6 o'clock or on the weekends. You see who's earning what. They had to learn that somewhere, even if they learned it, from their father at home. They ultimately had to get that license, so they had to show some type of formal learning where they can earn that $100-something an hour, whatever it is they earn. So yes, the more you learn, the more you will earn. Okay, here's the next